Okay, hey friends, it is February 13th, 2019, and we are doing a goal-setting workshop. No matter what your goals are, big or small, I think that this will be helpful. And something that I love about Pampered Chef and our business is as much as we learn about kitchen tools and cooking and things like that, we actually learn a whole lot about adulting well. And so that is going to be what you're going to find with this, that no matter what you take from your business, I hope that these skills are going to be something that's going to really carry you on and help you to teach others with as well. So I was just saying, if you don't have a notebook or something like that, you're going to want to, because this time that you are spending already, congratulations on investing in your business. And what I want you to be able to do is to have this time really well spent to where you're actually recording some of these thoughts down, because when you record them down, it's going to be a lot easier to be able to figure them out later, because you don't want to be like, oh yeah, I'm going to remember. You're not going to remember. You think you're going to remember, but you're not going to remember. And you might have some great aha moments tonight, which is what I hope for. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and what am I going to do? I am going to mute our participants currently just for our background noise and especially for the recordings. But as we're doing things, I might ask you some questions. There's going to be some participation. Feel free to join in the chat, but feel free to unmute yourself and give me a holler as well also. Okay, so let me get something set up. We are going to watch just a quick video here. If you are ever looking for someone, leadership, or just someone that is going to give you some good advice, I would highly recommend John Maxwell. He is one of the best trainers on the leadership principles and different things, and on goal setting and just teaching business people how to operate. He teaches time management. He teaches leadership principles, goal setting. I mean, he's a pastor at heart. Like, there are just so many things that he has found out in his 70 plus years of existence. And watching his journey is pretty powerful. He started from the ground up, and it's pretty cool to be able to glean all of his advice. So we are going to just watch this quick video from him and then transition into some of the principles that he is telling us into being able to share together. So let me get this going. Let me see something. The video it's John Maxwell. It's called A Remarkably Simple Way to Reach Your Goals, The Rule of 5 by John C. Maxwell. The Rule of 5 is the principal item of John Maxwell, and this has just been done. It's a recording of him, and then it's got some cool visual cartoons that go along with it that I think is really helpful. Okay, here we go.
The Rule of 5 is the most life-changing concept for focusing on success that I have ever taught, that I've ever lived. So I'm just going to drop it on you just enough to help you understand the 5 concept, to help you understand the 5 things you need to do to lift your leadership lid. The Rule of 5 just simply says, if you have a tree in your backyard that you want to cut down, and you have an axe, if every day you pick up that axe and you go to that tree and you swing 5 times with that axe to hit that tree, put the axe down. The next day you go out, pick up the axe, swing 5 times at the tree, put the axe down. The next day you go out, pick up the axe, and 5 more times you swing at that tree. 5 times every day you pick up the axe, and only 5, not 50, not 15, not 500. 5. If you swing 5 times a day at that tree with that axe every day, let me ask you a question. What eventually is going to happen to that tree? That tree is going to fall. Now, there's no question about that, is there? There's any doubt. You don't have to sit around the table and kind of say, do you think it will? Let's hold hands and sing Kumbaya and hope. If you swing 5 times a day at that tree every day, that tree will fall. End of story. Now, if it's a big tree, it may take a couple years. If it's a little tree in your backyard, I don't know, maybe in a month you could knock that baby down. I don't see. Now, the size of the tree will determine how long it takes for it to fall. But that's not what we're debating here. What we're teaching here is, if you swing 5 times a day at that tree, every day, the tree will fall. Now, that's the Rule of 5. The Rule of 5 says, find your tree. What's your goal in life? What's your purpose? What do you want to accomplish? What do you want to knock down? Where's your axe? What are your tools? What is it that you're going to use to effectively go after that goal 5 times a day? What are you? What is it? Because whatever that is, if you use it 5 times a day, every day, you'll be highly successful. For example, I write books. So let me just put that in writing for a moment. I've written 73 books. Jason, that was a nice introduction. It's 22 million, not 19. But what's 2 or 3 million? Give a little, take a little here, a little there. People say, John, how have you written 73 books? Oh, thank you for asking. The rule of 5. You see, there are 5 things I do every day that allows me to write that many books. It's not magic. It's not that I'm brilliant. It's just that I know the rule of 5. The rule of 5. You see, every day I read. Every day I file. Every day I think. Every day I ask questions, and every day I write. Every day I do those 5 things. Every day I read. Every day I file. Every day I think. Every day I ask questions. Every day I write. Every day I read. Every day I think. Every day I file. Every day I ask questions. Every day I write. Every day I think. Every day I read. Every day I ask questions. Every day I file. Every day I write. Every day I write. Every day I read. Every day I think. Every day I file. Every day I ask questions. Yes, I can do it in different orders, but every day. Doesn't matter whether you swing the axe left-handed or right-handed. You just got to hit the tree. Every day I read. File, think, ask questions, write, read, think, file, ask questions, write, read, think, file, ask questions, write. You say, now, John, what do you mean by every day? This is where it gets a little long sometimes. What I mean by every day is every day. Now, you say, now, let me. When you say every day, do you mean do you do that on Sunday? Every Sunday, I read, think, file, ask questions, write. Do you do that on your birthday? Every birthday. Guess what? Every birthday I read, think, file, ask questions, write. Do you do that on Christmas? Guess what I do every Christmas? Every Christmas I read, think, file, ask questions, write. Do you do this when you're not feeling well? Can I tell you when I'm not feeling well? Even if I'm not feeling well, guess what I do every day? Every day I feel when I'm not feeling well, I think, write, ask questions, do all those things. Every day. You say every day. At the age of 17, I started filing. I've never missed a day. I don't have 100 quotes. I don't have 1,000 quotes. I have tens of thousands of quotes. I don't have 100 stories. I don't have 1,000 stories. I have 10,000 stories. Where did you get all those stories? Where'd you get all those quotes? Well, let me tell you something. Guess what I do every day? See, we overestimate what we can do in a day, and we underestimate what we can do in several days. And you got to understand, the secret of success is not the fact that, hey, I didn't say, hey, some days I get up and I write for 12 hours. No. I didn't say I write all day. I didn't say I read all day. I didn't say I think all day. I didn't say I ask questions all day. I just said every day. Every day. You see, doing a little bit every day is a lot more important than doing a lot someday. And most people live in someday.
Okay, let me close that out. Okay, so I love that for so many reasons. Okay, one, and his sense of humor just always gets to me because he chuckles at himself, and he kind of states some of the things that are obvious. Like when we talk about chopping down that tree, it doesn't matter what tree it is, doesn't matter how big the tree is, it doesn't matter where the tree is or what kind of tree it is. Okay, if it's chopped down every day, and we say what eventually is going to happen, the tree will fall. That is not up for debate. Nobody is going to sit there and be like, well, I mean, maybe, like, do you think? I don't know. Like, let's talk about this for a while. Maybe we need a different axe, or maybe we should have swung harder each time. It doesn't matter. It's just a matter of if you attack it every single time and you attack it consistently, eventually your tree will fall. And so what we're going to be talking about today and what you're going to spend a little bit of time tonight doing is we're going to identify our tree, and then we're going to identify our tools so that you guys can figure out what is it that you're trying to chop down? What is it that you're trying to go after? And then how do you go after it? Because a lot of times what happens when we start a business or when we do things like this is we just say, oh, I would like this. This would be cool. Okay, and that's great, but does it matter? Because if you don't have a tree that you care about knocking down, guess what? You're going to be totally fine not going after it a couple days. You're going to be fine leaving it in the yard. You're going to be fine with whatever it is. And we want to help you figure out what that tree is, no matter how big or how small. And then we're going to work through how to break that down a little bit. So let me pull something up here. Hold on. I've got something else going on. Okay, so I want you to just take a second, and there is no right or wrong answer. And you know what you might discover as we do this? You might discover that you've got something, and then when we work on it in a few minutes here, you might realize that your goal is a little bit different. So I want you to take that piece of paper that you wrote, or maybe you're taking notes on your phone, or whatever is the way that you record things best, because it is important to record and to scribe and to do something, to capture it. Okay, you really want to capture these ideas. Okay, what is your tree? Go ahead and write it down, okay, so that you can think of what that is. Okay, your tree might be, maybe you're brand new and your tree is your 30-day goal. You might be brand new and it might be earning a quick cooker for free. You might be becoming a senior consultant, getting that first promotion or that first recruit. It might be to promote to director or beyond. Maybe you want to earn the Disney trip. Maybe you're really working at getting this credit card that has been crushing you forever down to a balance of 0. Okay, whatever your tree is, I want you to take a second and I want you to write that down. How much has to be in the tree? The tree is goal. Yes, the tree is goal. So just your goal. So like I'm going to be working on earning a trip to Disney. I'm working on a leadership thing to be able to earn something to Paris. I'm working on a certain excellent goal, a certain sales goal for the month. I'm working on a certain recruiting and show submission goals. You're going to probably have more than one tree, but right now we're just worrying about one tree. I'm going to teach you how to do one tree so that you can figure out when, maybe you have 3 or 4 trees. Maybe this tree isn't even Pampered Chef related. Maybe it's weight related. Maybe it's financially related differently. Maybe it has to do with time management. I don't know. What's your tree? Okay, we're going to be using some specific examples with Pampered Chef just because we're going to all have that in common. Your tree is just your goal. Yep, just one goal. Okay, so I'm going to pretend that a tree is to earn $500 a month. Okay, to get my show schedule up to earn $500 a month. I'm going to pretend that that's a tree that we're talking about. Okay. And I will challenge you if right now you're going, oh, I don't know, she'll just keep talking, but I don't know what my goal is yet. Pick something. Okay, because the rest of the steps that we take, okay, they're not going to matter. Even if you're like, well, I don't know if that's my goal. I don't know if that's really is that my one tree? It's okay. Like, this isn't written in stone. You're not going to be like forced to attack this tree. But if you don't have something specific, then the next things that we do isn't going to happen. Okay. Okay. Does anybody want to share in the chat? Go ahead and write in. What are some of your trees? Said my sample one that I just said is going to be $500, but what are some of your trees that you're running into? Welcome those of you guys that are joining us. You will want some pen and paper. And you will probably want to go back and watch the beginning of this recording. All debt under $10,000. Love it, Christina. Great, what else? What are the trees that are hanging out in your backyard that you need to chop on down? Christine is the only brave one sharing. There you go. Pay down debt, $200 a month. Okay, so putting a specific amount of debt, $200 a month. Love it. Directorship. Okay, good promotions. Earn $300 monthly. Recruit one person, pay off student loans, and finalize divorce. So these are, guys, these are touching on finances, business, personal. Like, there are so many different things that these can be. Okay, so Elizabeth, I'm going to challenge you to just pick one of those trees right now that you want to go after. Okay, that we're going to work with through these exercises. And then hopefully what you're going to learn is you're going to learn how to chop down these trees, and then you're going to be able to kind of create a plan for each of those trees. Okay, time management. Awesome. Pay off all debt to be debt-free. That's fantastic. Okay, great. Keep sharing your trees as you go through. So we're going to talk a little bit about figuring out what that is. Here, let me look at my notes here. Okay, so now we have to start figuring out what are the tools that we have. What's your axe? What is your axe? So like if we're trying to hit a specific amount a month, and maybe you have more than one, maybe you have more than one axe, but we're gonna focus your axe, hopefully being Pampered Chef oriented. Okay, a lot of these are financial. Okay, guys, I mean, we all joined Pampered Chef. Yeah, we would love to get some other stuff, but like no one joined Pampered Chef if we weren't getting paid. Like, sorry, like I joined because I wanted products. Like that was probably the main thing that got me to jump in. Okay, but I wouldn't have done it if it was just product. Like I wanted cash too. Okay, so I want you to start thinking about what are the types of axes that we have to be able to pay off debt. What is a tool that we have with Pampered Chef that could be considered an axe? Who's got an idea? What are some of the tools that we have through our business? I mean, honestly, really just the business itself, okay, is an axe, I would say. Pampered Chef University, commission, good. Bookings, yeah. Recruiting, good. Lori, do you have a question? I see a little blue hand up. Lori Euro, sorry. Lori, you can just look at me like, what? Did I raise my hand? Okay, good. We're even talking about quick cookers because that's going to help us get bookings. Consultants Corner. Okay, Laura, I didn't hear you go. I went ahead and muted you again and lowered your hand. If you did have a question, go ahead and raise your hand again or unmute and give us a holler.
It was an oops.
Oh, okay. Just checking. Okay, great. So you guys are looking at what these are. Now, I will say, especially if it's a financial goal, okay, the biggest axe that you have, okay, the biggest tool that you have is going to be like doing shows, right? You have to have the commission. You have to be doing shows. So then let's start thinking about what are the 5 things that we can do every day to start using our axe. Okay, and some of you guys mentioned PC University, some of these trainings, getting bookings, working on bookings, getting recruits. Okay, I mean, you can earn commission through sales, through growing a team, and through developing leaders. Those are the 3 ways that you can earn money through Pampered Chef. Okay, a lot of times we just think that there's one way, okay? And you don't have to do any of them or all of them, you know what I mean? But like, those are the 3 different ways that you can produce a commission check. Okay, so I want you to start thinking with that, okay, what are the tools that you're gonna do? And here are the things that I want you to think about. What are the things that you could commit to doing every day? So like, I can't commit to getting a booking every day because my responses and things like that might not come. But what is something that I could do? What is something that I could guarantee that I'm gonna go through and attack with my axe? What is a swing that I could give every day? I'm not gonna necessarily have a show every day. I don't wanna have a show every day. Okay, whether that's a cooking show or a virtual show, I don't have shows every day of the month. There are weeks that I block out. There's days I would never do a cooking show. Sending out messages, following up with a few guests, contacting 5 people a day. We've been training on that a lot. I've been talking with a lot of you guys that really want to promote and do things and really have a consistent business. That's great. You'll notice so far, I mean, all 3 of you guys, it's talking to people, right? It's being open for business and just sending out some messages. Now, I want you to think about this. If you were to take 5 swings at your tree by sending out 5 messages, just contacting 5 people every day, that tree would knock down. That tree would knock down because those swings, some of them will feel like, ooh, I missed a little bit, or ooh, I didn't hit the mark. Those are going to be your no's. Okay, but some of those swings are going to be dead on and strong, and they're going to get you the booking, which is going to get you the commission, which is going to get you the paycheck, which is going to get you closer to being debt-free. Okay, and you know what? Some of those swings might look different. Maybe one swing looks like customer care. Maybe one swing looks like a recruiting interview. Maybe one swing looks like an invite to our opportunity event. Maybe one swing looks like asking for a booking. Maybe one swing looks like contacting a guest and thanking them for their order. You know how we kind of said, it doesn't matter if you're left or right-handed so long as you're swinging? I want to encourage you that, guys, the contacts are your swings. Okay, and how they hit your tree will be that money, the different things that you have. And even if let's go with something that's less tangible. Maybe maybe your purpose and what you really want out of Pampered Chef is confidence. Maybe you want to learn how to be successful at something. Okay, guys, I'm here to tell you that taking those swings and connecting with those guests and those customers and making those contacts, that is going to get you to that confidence. That is going to get you to that success. That is going to get you to where you're sitting there being like, whoa, I had my best month yet. Check out this $500 paycheck. Check out me being recognized for high sales. Check out me earning Disney. Check out me cutting up this credit card and celebrating with my team. Okay? The actions lead to the swings. The swings lead to the tree, then the tree will fall down. Okay, any questions? Does that make sense? Do we kind of understand that concept of what's going to be happening? Yay, nay? You with me? We fallen asleep? Yeah? Okay, we're good? Okay, so here's what you need to be able to, if you are going into a goal and you don't have the concept of the actions are what produce the results, because here's what happens, and I love that when he says every day, okay? Now, again, this is our business, and maybe you said, his life and his goals and things like that, maybe they're not as huge. Maybe you're like, okay, like I encourage people, let's see, who's on here? Lori and Amber are on here. We were just talking not long ago, and Lindsay, I think we were just talking about this long ago too, about promoting and doing things, and I really encourage you guys to do 5 contacts a day. That was, not necessarily magic, but that it was going to be something consistent, that executive leaders all across the board have made a difference and have tracked those numbers, and that really seems to be a really big factor in finding success. And so being able to have that, because here's the deal, you might not find it right away, but it's going to continue this business, and it's going to be that touching base. And I think I told you guys, I'm like, hey, don't worry, like 5 days a week, 25 contacts a week. And you know what, maybe Monday is like your day where you're like, I don't work. I've got stuff going on. I have everything else. My job is really heavy, kids activities, whatever it is. Okay, so maybe on Tuesday you make 10 swings. But what I love is, remember when he said, a lot of times we overestimate what we can do in a day, and we underestimate what we can do in a few days. Don't be like, well, I'm going to only work on Thursday nights and I'm going to make 25 contacts. Because you know what? You're going to run out of gas. It's going to feel discouraging when you're binging on trying to get these contacts, because you're going to be ignored, or you're going to hear so many no's. Like hearing 1 or 2 no's a day is whatever, but like hearing 19 of them in a row, it's real hard to get up and keep swinging. Okay, so make those consistent things that are going to help you keep that momentum and keep going. Okay, so what we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about how to break some of these goals down, because a lot of times what we do is we have this goal and we have it up in our face, whether that was, okay, time management, or earning a certain paycheck, paying off $10,000, getting rid of a student loan, okay, quitting a different part-time job. To ask a few a day, how do you track them all? Okay, we'll talk about that in a little bit, Elizabeth, because I think that having a notebook is awesome. Okay, like if you're going to well, here, let's stop for a second and kind of do that. I would have get a 25 contact notebook. Okay, especially for those of you guys that are like really big on being like, I need to see my visual progress. Like I think I went on my team page and kind of showed up like, hey, I busted out my no sheet because I felt like I was getting a lot of wrong answers or something, because I was working really intensely towards something. I was purposely taking more than 5 swings, and I was like, I need to be able to track it. But get out a sheet, especially if you get in the habit of doing this, you're going to naturally be needing to track this, because it's not just, well, let's see, I've never done customer care or thanked anyone or talked to any of my party guests, so I'm just going to start shooting at things. When you're doing this consistently, you're going to have a system that's really easy to track. So like start with one party and be like, okay, so I am going to go in and I'm going to work through Linda's party. Okay. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to do all of the orders on there, and I'm going to check in with them on customer care. I would write their name, the date that you contacted them, and then you're going to probably be hitting 3 categories: booking, recruiting, or customer care. And I would just have columns for each one, so that you know, like, okay, so Linda's friend Elizabeth, I contacted her for customer care to see how her products were. Check the box. Maybe she responds back to you, and then the conversation ended up where you started asking for booking. Then check the booking column for her too. Okay, maybe Susie was like a party rock star, and you're like, you know what? She asked a ton of questions on the Ask Me post. I want her to join my team. I'm going to send her a recruiting message. So then you write down Susie, it's February 13th, and you're going to put a little check mark in the recruiting box. Because by tracking that, what you're going to do is you're going to know how many people you contacted, when you contacted them, so that if you have to do a follow-up later, you're going to know, oh, that was February 13th. Well, let's see. It's the end of the month. We're having another recruiting event. You know what? She didn't get back to me. Maybe I'll send her another message. It's been 2 weeks. Okay, or you know what? So I checked on her products. She got everything okay. It's been about a month or two. Maybe I should check to see if she needs any recipes. You'll be able to know exactly what you contacted her for. And you'll be able to tell, like, let's see, I only contacted her for customer care, right? Okay, so like ask for the booking this time. Okay, you'll be able to know what the conversations were. Or if you're looking at your chart and you don't understand why you don't have any bookings and every single check mark is in the customer care column, that's my friend, you're not asking for the bookings, okay? Or if you're sitting there being like, man, I don't have any recruit leads. Have you checked the recruit column? Did you talk to anybody about the business? Okay, if you're not having the conversations, if you're not connecting with people, then you're not going to be able to have that. Yep, Lori does a notebook. Lori's excellent at tracking. I know she does that very naturally. Okay, okay, hopefully that is helpful to kind of get your guys. And honestly, I would have a book for 25 contacts. I would probably have a book for recruiting specifically. And then I would have another book for, if you are developing a team, I would have another notebook for team contacts, which we'll talk about that later. That's a little bit of a different training. Share your secret. Lori, I would love it if you would go into the event later, like after this is all done. Would you mind like snapping a couple pictures of your notebook and just how you track? I think that would be helpful just for somebody to say, hey, this is what I does. Because like I said, no. And even if it feels like chicken scratch, you can just be like, this is what I do. Because I think people need to know it doesn't have to be this perfect whatever. Like, keep a spiral, friends. Okay, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter. Maybe you like a spreadsheet. Maybe, like, I do a lot on my phone using the notes function so that I know who I talk to and what's going on. So there's all sorts of things with that. I love that. Okay. So here is what we are going to share and look at. So now that you guys know that context is pretty much the secret to breaking down your goals in this business, I'm going to show you what is that going to actually look like when we get to, and I'm going to share this. I'm going to copy the link in here just so that you guys have access to, get shareable link. Okay. Oops. Okay, now I know not everybody is going to be able to do this because depending on what device and things like that you're looking in. But here is what I am going to give you. I'm giving you guys a document right now. Okay, if you look in the chat, okay, you are going to see there is a document that I have created that's going to help us start breaking down these goals. And we're actually going to all type in this document together. It's a shared Google Doc. And so we're going to give you guys a chance to be able to work through some of your goals so that I can maybe help you tweak it a little bit, or you can kind of see, you know what, you're not alone, or what these are. And remember, there is no goal too big or too small. I do not want you to compare yourself. If you're going, I want to earn $200 and that's my goal, that is fantastic. That is great. That is your goal. You own it. One of the biggest fears that I had when I went to this program called Lead Plus the first time I went was how small my goals were compared to someone else. Because I had just promoted to an advanced director like the month before. I had one director. We had a tiny team comparatively. And suddenly I was in a room and I was doing a goal setting activity with people that had been in the business with for 25 plus years that had organizations of like 500 people. And I was like, oh my gosh, like my little goals are going to look so stupid. I mean, I felt dumb, but it had nothing to do with that. It was my goal is my goal. Your dream is your dream, and you own it, and you own it proud. Okay, so we are going to be working this document. I'm going to pull it up so that we can share it so you guys can all see it together as well. But you should be able to combine in this. And maybe, oops, what do I want to see? Oops, I want to go, okay, I'm going to go into this worksheet. Oops. Okay, so I see all these little people in here. Perfect. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. You're going to write your name. Everybody can type in here that's in here. Okay, so like I'm gonna write my name there, and then we're going to type our information. So what is it that you want? So this is your tree. Okay, what do you want? Okay, so everybody go ahead and go in there if you are able to and type what your tree is. Put your name and then your tree so that we know to keep track of you. Anonymous dolphin, anonymous dinosaur. What else do we have? We have a dragon, a squirrel, and a unicorn. Okay, awesome. And again, I know that not all, if you are not able to do the Google Doc for whatever reason, your technology, or you can't figure out the link or something like that, maybe you're on your phone and it's hard to be able to do both at once, then please do answer these questions on your paper, okay? So what do you want? So this is your, and I want to earn $500 a month, okay? So I'm going to put in a sample here too, so you guys can watch what we're working in here as well. But go and write down, what's your tree? His name. A director, $300. Okay, Liz, I'm gonna tell you again. Let's just pick one tree, because we would do this activity for every tree. So go and just pick one so far, Liz. If you want, go and let's go and just pick the $300 first. Awesome. Directorship, Diana's in there. Yay, look at you all finding it. Diana is an anonymous skunk. Okay, and then I'm going to show you what this next spot looks like. Okay, so now we have to figure out, why do we want it? So that what? I want to earn $500 a month so that I can pay off my credit card debt. Okay, maybe that is my why. Okay, so we want this tree to be knocked down. What's it going to do for us? Okay, because it's important for us to know, we say, well, we want this goal, but why? If we don't really think about it. And I will encourage you, and as we go through some of these specific things, okay, you need to make sure that it's something that you actually want to knock down. If you just want to knock it down because someone else is telling you that you should do it, or you should earn it, or you should figure it out, or whatever, but there should be a pretty significant emotional tie to your tree. There should be a pretty significant tie to your tree. Like when my husband and I were working really hard to pay off our student debt, it was super important to me because I knew that if we did that, I could comfortably have earned a paycheck through Pampered Chef, or I knew that quitting my job wasn't going to be a hardship for us, because we wouldn't have, basically that second mortgage and student loans that we had, and I would be able to know that I had a sustainable business that actually was talking with money. Okay. I don't think I see any chats. Okay, perfect. Okay. So that is the why do you want it? Okay, so now we're going to come down to this next one down here. When do you want it? Okay, we want to make sure that our goals are measurable. Okay, and depending on your goal, it might be something that's specifically, maybe it's something that's repeated. Maybe it's every month I want to earn this, or maybe, you know what I mean? So for example, a $500 paycheck, maybe that's something like I need that to be monthly. Disney would be, for sure by, December 31st, but maybe you're like, you know what? I don't want to wait until the last day of the month. I want to earn it by November 1st. Okay, maybe you want your credit cards paid off by this summer. Maybe you're trying to earn money for a vacation and your vacation is set for July. I don't know, but just something that is a specific date. So Trina's fake one. This will repeat monthly, but start by April 1st. Okay, so again, depending on your goal will depend on what this means. Okay. Good. Or like, for example, like Lori's, like for directorship, like there's to be able to be recognized at conference as a director and to be able to get some of those benefits and that recognition, there's like a cutoff date for them to be able to do reports. So that one has a very specific one. Okay. And here's one where we're going to start thinking of those emotional ties. Why is this important? This is important because, oops, spelling my name, Trina. This is important because we always feel like we can't do fun things because we have credit card debt that hangs over us. Good. And again, if this is something where you're not feeling that little bit of an emotional, like, oh, okay, and then you probably need to dig a little bit deeper. And guys, I mean, I'll tell you, my very first trip that I earned was Disney, and I hadn't earned a trip. And at the end of the year, I mean, our business is a little bit heavier in the fall. I mean, just naturally with Christmas and everybody's baking and things like that. So like Q4 is very heavy for Pampered Chef, whether you're new or if you haven't been through Christmas with us before. And so I had been able to kind of up my business to a point where I was earning significant points and things like that. And then when they announced that it was Disney, I remember looking at my numbers and I was like, if I just keep doing what I'm doing, we're going to earn that. Okay. So I was like, that's it. I really want to earn Disney. And guys, I remember, okay, so Kylie was I pregnant at the time? I was newly pregnant. Okay. I don't even know if we'd really announced yet with Melody. And Disney on Ice, we were taking Kylie to Disney on Ice. Okay. She was 3.5. She was 3.5 years old. And I remember walking up the stairs to Disney on Ice and just watching her, like she was just like, oh my goodness, this is so great. And just the magic of it all. And it was just, I mean, it's not even Disney World. It's just this cute experience with all the lights and the things and the kids are everywhere. And she's dressed in this princess outfit. And I remember walking up the stairs and I started like breathing really heavy and like getting choked up and tears streaming down my face because I was like, I have to earn us Disney. Like, I just have to. Like, I can't not earn this. Like, I have to be able to do what it takes to earn that. And that's when I knew, like, that's it. Like, whatever those days are where I don't want to take that swing at that axe, it doesn't matter because I'm invested and I know that I want to get that tree down. Okay. If you feel that way about earning a paycheck so that you can get less hours at your current job so you don't have to go get a different job that takes you away from your kids so that you can have that confidence, you can have that independence without having to depend on someone else. Okay, so that you don't stress out about these other things that are going on in your life so that you can give these things to your family that you never felt like you could give. These are the things that you need, and that's why. Okay? So that emotional tie is going to keep you invested when it doesn't feel good to keep swinging. Okay, so specific actions do I need to take? So here's where we need to figure out. Okay, to do this, I intend to, oops, I got a really big O there. Okay, so now here's where we need to start figuring out the reality. And this is where people typically get a little bit tripped up. Okay, when we say, okay, so to earn $500 a month or to earn Disney or to promote or whatever it is, we start going, well, what do I need to do? Okay, well, okay, I need to have more shows. Sure, but how am I getting my more shows? I need to have more shows. You know, like, and what does more mean? Like, I can't just throw something out there. Okay, how many shows? If I want to earn $500 a month, I need to know how many shows that's going to be. So I'm going to show you guys something. If you don't know how to track your numbers, okay, if you go into consult, well, here, let me show you from the start here. Okay, so when you sign into Consultants Corner, over here on the left-hand side, you should see something that says Consultant Connection. So we're going to click on that over here, and it's going to bring you to this page. Okay, for some reason it makes us click on Consultant Connection again, but I want to show you guys this performance details button. Okay, this performance, and all of you guys have that, so don't be panicking. You might not have as many numbers because I can track our organization. Okay, but this performance details are great. If you're a new consultant in your first 90 days, you have a little thing down here that says new consultant rewards. It can help you track. If you're still working towards your 15,000 in sales, which, hey, Amber DeRizzo was on the call. You just hit 15,000. Let's give her some jazz hands. I just got an email, and I haven't posted in our thing today, but congratulations to you. So if you're working towards a goal, whatever it is that you're trying to work towards, but I want to be able to show you this. This is where you can check where your paycheck is at. Okay. So, and it's also important for you to know your numbers. So we're going to go in here and we're going to click on performance details. And what that's going to do is it's going to bring this up. Okay, it's going to bring up this little thing, and I'm going to show you where we're going. It's going to tell you what your paycheck is for the month. Yes, this is real money, friends. Okay, it's the 13th, and my check is already at $2,300. Guys, you can make real money doing this, I promise you. Okay, but these are the numbers that I want you to look at because these are numbers that you may have never looked at before. Okay, KFB shows means cooking shows. Okay. And then catalog shows, I mean, so that's virtual shows, whatever it is, okay? So like I have done one cooking show this month, but I haven't submitted it yet, so there aren't any numbers from it, okay? But catalog shows, okay, it's showing me this. This is the number that's important. You need to know what your show average is if you're gonna, especially if you're tying something to how many shows you need in order to help you get a certain goal. Okay, so my catalog show average for year to date is about $600. Okay, if you're unsure what yours is, the company average is about our team average is about 400 for a virtual party. Okay, it's higher for a cooking show because typically you have people more in there, they're demonstrating the products, are able to get their hands on it. Okay, but if I know that this is my show average, okay, is $600, okay, and I am earning $120 a show. Here, I'm gonna show you guys something. I forgot, oops. I forgot to pull this up for you guys. Oh, do I still have it up over here? Maybe I do. Haha, I do, okay. Okay, I do still have it pulled up, so hold on. Okay, so make it bigger so you guys can see it. This is just a spreadsheet that I have, and I can work through this individually with you guys if you have questions about it. But so if I say, okay, so I want to earn $500 a month. Okay, and I want to do that. I want to start doing that at this point, okay? And I want to do that monthly. So every month, I only have 1 month to earn it because I need $500 a month. Okay, I can figure out using my party average what I'm going to be able to earn. So like, say you're a brand new consultant and your average is, your show average is $400 a month. Okay, you have some hosts that only barely qualify, and you have some that are having great $600 parties or whatever. Okay. So you earn an average of about $80 per show just starting out, okay? So if I want to earn $500 a month and I'm earning $80 per show, I need to do a little over 6 parties, okay? It is important for you to know those numbers, okay? So maybe we're trying to pay off $10,000 worth of debt by summertime. So I need to do that in 5 months. I have 5 months to do that, okay? And I'm earning $80, okay, a show. Okay, well, I need to figure this out. Okay, so maybe I go, you know what, I need to up my show average. Well, what if I was earning $120 a show because my show average was $60? I have to do 10 less shows, friends. What if I was a director and instead of earning 20%, I was earning up to 30%. So now suddenly my show average is $600. Okay. But now I'm earning $180 a show. Wait, hold on. Did I do that right? Hold on. 60. Yeah, sorry. So now I'm earning, if my show average is $60 or $600, and now I'm earning $600 a show. Now I only have to do 11 shows. Okay. So figuring out what your show average is important so that you know what to work with. And if you're looking at that going, man, Trina, I do not get my shows to qualify. My show average is super low. There's a couple things you can look at. You can look at the average number of orders per show, and we can work on that. And then I'm going to tell you 9 times out of 10, okay, the issue that you're having is host coaching. Oops, the issue that you're having is host coaching. Okay, so when we look at this and we say, okay, so I wanted to earn $500 a month. Okay, and I said my average was, I was pretending I'm a new consultant just starting out, so I'm earning about $80 per party. Okay, I need to have 7 shows a month. Okay, that's what I need to do. Okay, which means I need to contact about 100 people to get my bookings. Okay, because your average is, you're probably, depending on who you are, it's probably 1 out of every 10 people, okay, as far as virtual parties go, are going to book a show. So these are people that you might meet in the current show that you're doing, okay? And like I had a couple parties that they were going down to Chinatown. Like the host was not doing what she wanted to, but I was like, I still have, like, let's see. This host was MIA. Let me get this. This host was MIA, okay, but she had 30 members in this group, 30 people that she had gotten to click join and that were in that party. So I started messaging everybody, friends, just saying, hey, do you want to be able to connect with the host? Do you want to, like, hey, do you want to help her? Thank you so much for participating. I'm glad you're part of her party. Because I don't care if they tell me no. I'm already at a no. I'm getting a booking. Okay, I'm like, I already have not earned some commission from this, so I'm going to sure make it worth my time. But what happens is we don't make those contacts, we don't reach out, and then we sit there and complain that we don't have enough people. I don't know enough people. This isn't going to work for me. Guys, the people are there. Okay, I don't know if you guys saw, if you're a new consultant, this was shared, and I think did I share it in our personal team too? I don't remember. But Lindsay Larson, do you mind sharing a little bit about how you started just with your contacts and kind of what you did? So you could hit your goals?
You mean like when I first started Pampered
Yeah,
Chef?
because she was super concerned that she was not going to have enough contacts or enough circle. Like,
yeah, I work from home and my son's home with me full time. So I only had 40 contacts on Facebook, if that actually, because my son has been in and out of the hospital a lot. So I wanted to seclude my Facebook to being able to people I wanted to share with. So I started out with parties for family members, and I individually messaged every single person in each of those parties. And I didn't just message them once, I messaged them like 2-3 times throughout the week, because I figured eventually they're going to see a notification, hopefully. And then at the end of each party, I posted just another thing saying, this is me again. I'm here for more than just parties. I'd love to help you learn more about products, recipes. Please send me a friend request and you can see me demo these products on my timeline. I just literally threw everything I could at them. And now I think I have at least triple the amount of Facebook friends.
and she got bookings from them. She got new contacts. She started expanding her circle. Guys, like, what I love about what Lindsay shared, thank you, Lindsay, I appreciate that. What I love about it is she said, hey, my circle's limited. Now what do I do? And she went out to go find more. And she wasn't just like bombarding and harassing people in her party. She was building relationships. And, like, hey, thank you so much for interacting, blah, blah. Hey, like, I appreciate your interaction. Oh, that is such a great post. Sending a friend request, maybe tagging people. She was building these relationships. So then she had this relationship with someone outside. Sometimes people go, well, I don't want to bother anybody. I want you to go back to the why is it important? Why is your goal important? Why is chopping down this tree important? And if you don't have a why is this important enough, then you know what? You will talk yourself out of talking. Oh, I'm going to bother them. Are you trying to bother them? Is that your intention? Because if it's not, don't worry about it. If your intention is to service them, to be the best consultant that you can be, to make sure that you don't miss anybody that maybe really wants an opportunity to either get some people together or to join a team, like if that's your intention and that's your heart, you're not bothering anybody. Okay, people worry about being pushy. You're not being pushy. It's only pushy if it's all about you. If you create it about them, then you're gonna be able to get those contacts. Okay, let's go back to our document. So we can kind of keep going with this. Okay, so making sure that you have something that is specific. You know, like what does this look like? Is it a certain number of, you know, a specific action? Okay, and I'm gonna try, let me see. I need to continue my monthly sales and recruit team members. Okay, so I'm gonna look at this and try to get you guys to get a little bit more granular. Okay, so like Linda, I need 2 to 3 solid shows a month, so contact those 5 people a day, every day. Okay, so Linda has gotten, she knows she needs this, so, and the way she's gonna do that is she's gonna contact 5 people. Okay, Diana, you're saying I need to do this by having 12 parties a month, but how are you getting those parties? I want you to take this goal further. How do you break that down? Because it's real easy to say, well, I need 12 parties. Like if I wanted to say, well, I'm gonna get debt free, well, you know what I need? I need thousands of dollars, I need a couple $1,000 paycheck, but how do I do that? So Diana, go in and add that specific action. What's going to be the action that you're taking daily, those swings that's going to get you those 12 parties? Okay, I'm done. I need to have more parties in a recruit of 2. Okay, so how are you going to get those recruits? What are you going to be working on to get those conversations going? Okay, how are you going to be, what are you going to be doing specifically in these parties? How are you going to get those parties? My monthly sales and recruit team members with a big ask. Okay, so specifically, Lindsay, like how are you gonna be recruiting those team members? You know, what are you gonna be doing to get those recruiting actions? Okay, Christina, how are you gonna book those 4 to 6 parties each month? What actions are you gonna be able to take where you can take that bite, okay, to figure out how to get those bookings? Okay. Amber, checking in, how can you serve your guests? Consistent customer care. Amber, what does consistent customer care look like for you? Is that 222? Is that only focusing on customer care? Is that reaching out to every party? Is that thanking everybody? Like what would that look like? Okay, Liz, start using your X. What does that mean? Like that's too cryptic. Let's figure it out. Okay, if you're wanting to earn $300 a month, what is your X? What's your tool? What is the tool that you're gonna use? Okay, so let's go on in there and change that out so that, because if you were to leave this workshop and say, well, I need to start using my X, you would have no way to go in and start a purposeful business-oriented action to be able to chop down that tree. I mean, that's a metaphor and stuff like that we're using, but we need you guys to be able to know specifically what does that look like so that when you sit down to work your business after this workshop, you know exactly what to do. It's not this call, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to get parties. How am I supposed to get parties? Okay, that's what this brain power is doing right now. Like you guys all going ahead. Okay, so now after you guys have specifically changed out your specific actions so you know what those swings look like, what are your specific action plans? So now I might say, okay, so I know I need to contact probably 100 people a month to get 7 parties. Okay, that's what I need to do. So I might say, okay, I am going to contact 5 new people a day and message every person in my current parties so that parties. I will also host coach so that she works with me to secure free bookings from every show. Okay, so like if you have current parties going on right now, and guys, man, I cannot emphasize enough, because here's what a lot of you guys are doing. Okay, I'm going to make an assumption. Okay, you're going into a party, you're cutting corners on host coaching. Okay, you're feeling like you're being pushy to expect the host to get bookings for you. Okay, so you're not asking her to work. You're throwing up a few posts from the outline of what the great rewards are, but you have not done the host coaching, and you have not done the connecting with the guests to get them to even see the posts. And then you're ending a party going, I guess we didn't get any bookings. And then your business is at a standstill and you're at a loss. Here's what I'm doing right now, guys. I'm going through, and I have some really big goals this year, and I know that everything comes down to, no matter what my goals are as far as developing leaders or whatever it is, everything comes down to booking parties and recruiting. Those are the two things everything will come down to: booking parties and recruiting, okay, and asking people about the business. And so if I can get through and figure that out. So what I'm doing is I've got some shows that, you know what, right now, I had one show that didn't have any bookings, and I was like, oh, I really feel like there's some bookings in here. And I'm working it, and I'm like, I don't want to close these parties until they have 2 or 3 bookings. I mean, I'm really working for that 3, but I'm like 2 bookings no matter what. And in the past, I would have been like, oh, bummer. That was kind of a bummer party. She didn't earn that much free. So, I mean, it makes sense that there aren't a ton of bookings going on. Do not accept it. Go out and find. And I've been in there. I'm like, you know what? There are people that were looking at the post that didn't interact. They didn't order. Why am I going to let them leave without me asking them if they want to book? They might say no. They might ignore me. But that is a lead. That is a new contact that I have access to. Guys, they are in my party. They are a guest. We're not being pushy. We're not harassing them. Like, our host has invited them into their party. I want you to think of, if this was a cooking show and there were 10 people sitting in the living room, would you feel like you were super pushy that you asked this person to buy some Pampered Chef or to possibly book? Like, they came to the party. They could have chosen to not come. If they were really that not interested, they could have chosen to not be at the party. Okay, so, you know, just make sure that you're getting that side view of whatever lies you're telling yourself to be able to get in there. Okay, but to be able to secure those bookings, it is 100 times easier to keep your business going if you get bookings from your current parties. And if you get your host on your team to do that, and you purpose, nope, I have hot leads, brand new people in here that might want to do a show, and you contact them, it's going to be a lot easier to keep your business going. Okay, Don, how are you going to contact potential customers? Are you going to message them? And where are you finding these potentials? Are you harassing people in the produce section at Walmart? Are we going back to customer care? Are we asking for referrals? Like, what does this look like? Interact more with party guests. Okay, Linda, you know, purposely being like, okay, interacting with more. Who are these people that are falling through the cracks? I had one lady that she interacted once in one game, and I sent her a message asking her for a booking. She was like, yeah, that sounds like fun. It would have been really easy for me to look at this and go, oh, she wasn't really even interested. She only interacted on the Guess the Jolly Rancher game. She didn't interact on anything else. She didn't order. You know what I mean? Like, that might have had to do with what kind of a busy week she had. It might have had to do with her Facebook settings. Like, who knows? Interact more with party guests. Okay, got it. Send out at least 10 messages a day. Okay, good, Diana. You know, and figuring out, you know, like, and I would encourage you, Diana, go even further. 10 messages. Where are you finding these people that you're messaging? Okay. Okay, and Christina, you said reaching out to past guests. You know, so are you reaching out to past guests for customer care, for bookings, for both? Good. Lindsay talked about host coaching before and during parties. Maybe specifically, you know, when you're saying you're host coaching, maybe you're going to specifically ask them to partner with you to get those hosts, or you're going to specifically try to recruit your hosts. Guys, they're your most likely candidate. Ask host about joining. Oh, perfectly. I love that. I didn't see that in second part of yours, Lindsay. Perfect. Karen, contact 5 people per day. Host coach, more bookings per party, more communication with guests, follow-up. Guys, do not underestimate the power of follow-up. I was in a training with Steve Drapolsky, and he was talking about, here's the deal. You might have sent this message to somebody, okay? And they are in the grocery store with their triplet 3-year-olds. Okay, and it is Walmart, and it is crazy. It's after school time. There are people everywhere. Okay, little Johnny just knocked over all the cereal. And she saw your message and said, oh, I love Pampered Chef. I'd love to host a party. But you know what? She doesn't have time to respond to you right then. She is in the middle of little Johnny knocking over the entire cereal display and just trying to get through to different things. So if we talk to people, if we follow up, hey, Judy, just wanted to check, did you see my message? Okay, maybe now she's crawled into bed with her glass of wine and a good book, and she sees your message pop up and she's like, oh, that's right. Yeah, no, I'd love to do a party. We need to be creating these stories in our head that look more like that versus more like someone looking at you and being like, oh, that salesperson, she's bothered. Stop creating the negative stories that cripple you from going out and getting that dream that you want. Okay, we call those straw stories. Remember Three Little Pigs? Okay, a house made of straw. We create these stories like, oh my gosh, okay, my sister said she was going to do a show for me. I sent her a message. Now she's ignoring it. Oh my gosh, she hates me. Now it's going to be super awkward. I'm supposed to go shopping with her on Sunday. And now she doesn't want to host a show and everything's horrible. Now how do I avoid it? Oh my goodness. See, I told you this wouldn't work out. Everyone told me that I was going to fail. Like your sister's kid touched the phone and marked it as red and she never saw it. That is quite possibly the truth. Why would we not assume that and just send her a follow-up message? Hey, just checking to see if you got my message. Are we still on for your party? Okay, guys, create the things that are the scenarios in your head that are going to help you. Okay, and then here, I love this. How and with whom will I celebrate this? So when you accomplish this goal, and this is really important, guys, we leave out the celebrations. And sometimes we need to have small celebrations. You know what? Like when you hit 5 contacts, you know what? Give yourself a little pat on the back. Have a jar of chocolate that you take a little chocolate from. Your favorite piece of gum. I don't know, like grab a cup of coffee. Like, I don't know what it is. I don't know what your celebration could look like. It doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be small. Maybe you're a checklist person and it's really, really valuable to you to just be able to check that off and be like, see, I did that. I did what I was supposed to do today. Okay, these are the things that you can be able to do. But here's what I want you to be able to do. If you're celebrating, if your tree is big and it's going to take a while, I want you to make sure that this is really vivid. Like I had, one of the things that I wanted to do with one of my goals is I was like, you know what? Zach and I don't go on a whole lot of dates. Like we hang out, we watch TV and stuff, but we don't do a lot of like, we left and went on a date. And so I was like, you know what? We're going to go to a nice restaurant. I'm going to hire a babysitter and like, we're going to go and we're going to hang out and it's going to be very purposeful and I'm going to plan it and it's going to be very special. And, the coach that I was working with, she said, you know what? She goes, that's great, but I want you to experience it a little bit more. What does that look like? She's like, make it a really big deal. Which restaurant? What food are you going to order? What's it going to look like? What are you going to wear? You know, like and I was like, oh, you know what? I was like, girl, now you're talking my language. I was like, we are going to go to the Melting Pot. It's in Appleton. It's my favorite restaurant. We used to go here for our anniversaries, birthdays, all sorts of things when we lived in Oklahoma. So it's very special to us. One of the reasons that I love it, it's a fondue restaurant, if you don't know what it is. And so like what I love is it's an experience. So like my husband is trapped with me for a couple hours and it's naturally like you're cooking the food and doing these things. And so you naturally chit chat and you're not rushed. Okay. So I was like, we're going to do that. And you know what? It's going to be special because it's going to be a production. I'm going to have to get this babysitter for the day because we got to drive somewhere. Okay. I am going to wear a cute dress. It's going to be great. We're going to have the s'mores fondue. Okay. We're going to order, it's going to have a little cheesecake in it. Okay, we're going to order this. I'm going to have lobster on my plate. I'm going to picture what this is so that I can have that in my head and that experience. If you allow yourself to have this goal, okay, this celebration, especially if it's a bigger goal that you're working for, guys, if you're earning Disney or you're earning a trip, okay, what is that going to look like? How do you break that down? And if you are doing something like that with Disney, here's what I need you guys to do. Just like we broke down a financial goal with how many shows does that take, you need to be able to do that with your Disney goal as well. Okay, it takes 56,000 points to get to Disney this year. Okay, and guys, it's only February 13th. There's a lot of year left. We have people that earn trips in half a year that just start, like Janet Lubin, one of our directors, she started at the very end of June and she earned Arizona, okay, just by being consistent. So don't act like, oh, woe is me, I can't do it. If it's something you want to do, you will flip that switch and you will create a plan and you will do it. You will chop that tree, okay? But like that should be something like super special. Like what are you going to do to celebrate? Are you going to go out to eat? Are you going to go buy some special Mickey stuff? Are you going to make yourself a cake? Like what are you going to do to be able to figure this out? Are you going to start, put $1,000 aside to be able to go on a shopping spree when you're there? I don't know. What would that look like? But 56,000 points, you need to break that down by, okay, are you going to do that purely on sales? And if you are, then how many shows does that take? Find your show average and figure out how many it takes. Okay. And I can definitely work through that with you guys if you have not done that before. Maybe you're going to recruit people, guys. If you qualify a recruit, that's 3,000 points. So maybe you say, you know what? I'm going to recruit and qualify 6 people. So that's 18,000 points. Okay. Well, now suddenly, okay, you're only having to figure out 38,000 sales points and figure out your show average from there. Okay. Figure out how many points you have now and be able to work that backwards. Okay. Because you have about 10 and a half months still to earn it. Okay. So just really being able to figure out. Okay. So Linda, what are you going to do with your kiddo? How are you going to celebrate? What are you and him going to do? Amber, love it. Amber already has, she's working towards a promotion and things, and she already has gifts set aside for her team. Love that. Family dinner and maybe a weekend vacation. Okay, so Karen, specifically, where's that weekend vacation going to be? Where are you taking your family, and where are you guys going to eat on this vacation? Same thing with you, Christina. Where is this vacation? So Don, what is that celebration with your husband going to look like? Now that you have more money to be able to set aside, take some of that money that you've been earning and put it towards the celebration. What's that going to look like? And guys, maybe it's not even super fun, a ton of money. Maybe it's, you know what, we're going to pay it off, and we're going to go and we're going to rent our favorite movie, or we're going to pull our favorite movie from Amazon Prime or whatever we have. And I'm going to make us a great dinner. And it's just going to be, we're going to have the time set aside where we know that this is our celebration. Because when we paid off our student loans, we went out to eat. No, we're fancy. It was Texas Roadhouse. Okay, it wasn't a big deal. Okay, as far as where it was, but we paid out. We went to the computer together. We hit the payments. We took some pictures. Okay, we told the kids that we're going to go out to eat. We went out. We gave the waitress a $100 tip and told her, "Thank you for being part of our paying off debt celebration." What a fun way to spread it. Do something that is going to make it a momentous occasion when you celebrate chopping down this big tree. Okay? Okay, how are we doing? If our baby's still on. Yeah, it's for sure, Christina. And so with that, figuring out okay, well, that vacation, so if that doesn't work out, what does it look like? Or you know what? We're working towards goals have that be that baby is healthy and great and you guys can all travel together. Or, maybe it's, okay, so we're going to a little hotel in town and we're going to go swimming and we're going to go to our favorite restaurant and it's just going to be fun. I don't know, just something that you can really wrap your imagery around to be able to grab it so that it is a fun experience. Okay, so for those of you guys, this worksheet, and I'll post a clean copy for you guys to be able to make copies for yourself in our team page. But so every tree that you have, I know Elizabeth had mentioned having a couple different trees. Every tree that you have, you can walk through this list. And here's what you might find out. You might find out that you think you have this big goal. Okay, so my goal is Disney. Okay, that's a huge tree. But you know what you actually need to do? You actually need to chop down the little tree of recruiting, the little tree of booking a certain number of shows, and the little tree of promoting to director. Maybe those are actually the trees that we need to be chopping down instead of just looking at Disney. Because all of those things will lead to Disney, right? So we don't have to just look at this huge tree going, oh my gosh, for the whole year. You would be able to look and be like, okay, I want to earn 5,000 points every month. What does that look like? Okay, it looks like 2,000 in sales and 1 qualified recruit. Okay, maybe it looks like 4,000 in sales and 1 qualified recruit every 2 months. Okay, being able to get those little trees is going to be what keeps that momentum going, because it's hard. If you're just chopping away with your axe at a huge, ginormous tree, it will get exhausting and it will feel like you're not necessarily doing anything. So break it down into something granular that you can attack. Okay, so that you can feel great, so that you can have those celebrations. My husband and I, when we started really paying off our student loan debt, we had $50,000 that we were trying to attack in 1 year. Okay, throwing some money at $50,000, it didn't feel like the axe was doing a lot. But what we did is all of those loans were like broken up into like some of my loans, some of his loans, and they were all broke like those, like some of my loans were like 3 different loans and they were broken up into little sections. And so we would attack one little loan at a time. And I had them on a board. And when we paid one off, I would erase it. And then we would like snowball the money that we were paying towards that one would go off towards the next one. And we would pay that one off and we'd erase it. And we would just keep going. But that was a lot easier for us to see the progress that that axe was doing, that axe was swinging, to be able to go through it. And it kept us a lot more motivated. Okay, does that make sense? Okay, what questions do we have? How are we doing? Was this helpful? Are we feeling lost? Are we motivated? We don't know. Wait. I don't know if we're typing or staring at me or waiting for someone else to talk or just so lost in our own tree now. Okay, well, I'll see if anything else pops up. Good, awesome, Karen. I hope that that's helpful. Yay, Linda. Good. And if you have friends that should have been here, tell them to come watch it again. Okay. Okay, so from here, now that you guys have figuring out step-by-step monthly, okay, love that, Lindsay. Yep. We can schedule that. If you are like, hey, I need a one-on-one, okay, you can either, I would suggest, if you're not on my personal team, I would suggest going to your director first. But Dawn, Christina, Lindsay, Linda, Amber, Karen, and everybody that Lori right now that's on here, actually, okay, that's me. Okay, Laura, you are, of course, are welcome to come to me. I know we're working side by side, whatever, for your promotion also. But sometimes sometimes, especially if you guys are watching the recording and we're part of this, or if you don't know me very well, you might feel more comfortable going directly to your director for it. But guys, I am here and available. This part of my job is my favorite. Okay, this is my favorite part of my job. Yeah, parties, yeah, whatever. Okay, this is the part that I like. Okay, so don't ever feel bad about reaching out to me or trying to figure that out. Okay, we'll figure it out. This is the part that I like. I was a teacher for 12 years. Okay, being able to help you guys hit your goals no matter how big that tree is. This is my jam. This is what I enjoy doing. Okay, so do not ever feel bad about letting me fulfill a little bit of about my passion. Okay, awesome. Okay, so I will talk to you guys later. And here's the deal. Like, remember, little swings. Okay, figure out what those are. Go back to, go to your director page. If you guys go through and do your swings tomorrow, come back into the team page and hit Rockstar Do and Tell. Maybe your swings had to do with recruiting. #BigAsk. Okay, you might as well get some entry drawings to be able to do that. And it's a great way to keep yourself accountable. And it's a great way to partner with the other people that took this training and were able to come together. Okay, but continue to ask yourself those questions. We say things like get more partings, get bookings, make contacts, but what does that actually look like and fit into your dream and in alignment with you guys? Okay, all right, mwah! I will talk to you guys later. Thank you so much for investing in yourselves. You guys have a good night.